What's up, boopers? Sorry this FAQ video came out a bit slow. I was busy with open beta, as I bet most of you were too. First, I want to thank all my subs so far. I was planning to make this sooner to celebrate 1K subs, because 1K subs is huge! I'm surprised people actually put up with my annoying voice and shit. I love all of you guys, and I secretly creep on every single one of your channels that sub to me and comment. I like seeing where games you guys all come from, and man is it diverse. You guys are coming from all over the place, and I think it's awesome. But anyway, let's get into this FAQ. First things first, I'll get the boring questions out of the way. My system specs I'll post in the description below for anyone interested. I also get asked what guild I'm in a lot, or what server I'm playing on. I'm a member of a guild called Die for Honor, and our recruitment is currently closed, and we decided to roll on Basilisk Crag for launch. Okay, now for some Terra questions. Alright, question number 1. How long does it take to hit max level in Terra? Well, I can't give you guys an exact number, only rough estimates. How fast you level will vary greatly on how efficiently you level and whether or not you're in a group. There was someone on Basilisk Crag in open beta that managed to hit 32 in 10 hours solo, but I believe it would have been faster if he had a group. Group questing is slow initially till about level 20. Then parties just leave solo levelers in the dust because most experience comes from quests, and you can just bulldoze through quests with 5 people. Once you get to about level 42, you can expect levels to start taking about 2 hours of playtime each, assuming you are playing very efficiently, and it only goes up from there until ultimately I think the last level will end up taking you about 6 hours if you go as efficiently as possible. All in all, I'd estimate it takes about 3 days of solid playtime to hit 60. But this is assuming you are going as fast as possible without taking time to level professions along the way. And this is based on K-Terra. There's no telling what has been changed for North America yet. Alright, question number 2. What's the best DPS class in Terra for PvE or PvP? Or does this class suck? Or does this class own? All those sort of questions. These questions come up a lot, and almost equally as much do I see people trying to answer it based off of their K-Terra experience. First, let me say that Battlegrounds in K-Terra have not been active for a few months now, and many classes have been buffed and nerfed since the last BG in K-Terra was played. Thus, unless you know people that have had 10 people online on K-Terra at level 60 to practice death matches with the different classes, anything they tell you will be assumptions based off of theory crafting and reading their skills. Also known as, for the most part, you can ignore it. Anyone who has played competitive PvP games can tell you that theory crafting and actually playing a game are completely different. I won't pretend to know what the best class is or what the worst class is. They all have very interesting arsenals that I believe help them contribute to their teams in different ways. The only thing I can say legitimately is that the last time BGs were active, Slayers were really annoying, and everyone always had at least one on their team. In some cases, people had teams of just Slayers and one healer. As for PvE DPS, people have been spouting that archers and berserkers are terrible for hard modes, and the ideal composition is Sorc, Slayer, and Warrior. There is a bit of truth behind this, because particularly with the lag you get from playing K-Terra, you will have trouble doing your job in dungeons as an archer or a Zerker as an NA player. They are not terrible, they can get through the hard modes just like other classes. They just require more skill on their part to do so, whereas DPSing a BAM as a Warrior, Sorc, or Slayer is relatively face roll. That being said, Sorcs are still the kings of PvE DPS. I watched a video with a 60 Sorc fully plus 12 in tier 13 running 60 dungeons with just a Mystic, a healer, and a Lancer, and they 3-manned the place with the Sorc managing to kill bosses in like 30 seconds. Question number 3. What the hell is with those boops and that chicken nugget looking thing? I don't know. Boop. Question number 4. What's the difference between a mystic and a priest? Which one is better and which one should I pick? Well, this question is delicate and tricky to answer. Mystics have been the preferred healers for a long time in K-Terra because of their many utility spells, but because of this, priests have been buffed repeatedly over the past few months. For PvE, either healer is fine, they can both get through hard modes no problem, but note that priests are much easier to heal as than mystics, but they offer less utility than mystics will. If you'd rather cruise through a dungeon without having to really do anything but heal, then priest is the class for you. If you pick mystic though, be prepared to not just sit around healing. You will have a ton of utility spells you can use to help your group kill BAMs faster and etc. For For PvP, despite all the buffs to the priests, their problem at level 60 with staying alive remains the same as it always has been. They don't have Teleport Jaunt. The problem with Mystics is that they have a harder time self-healing without their fairy up. Dropping red balls or their totem is the only method. So while priests are easier to catch, they have a lot of ways to survive being caught with all their self-heals and group heals. While Mystics are harder to catch, once caught, they have trouble staying alive because of their lack of self-healing. That being said, Mystics once again provide more utility to your group that can ensure kills quickly, be it their double sleep or their Curse of Confusion, and they can even have burst if they use their golem properly. I'm not saying one is better than the other, I'm just saying that their playstyles are completely unique from one another, and Mystics will require a lot more skill in order to utilize their full arsenal, because they have to worry about much more than just healing. Number 5. Can warriors tank or are they DPS, man? Come on. Warriors can tank. They're very much capable of tanking and are planned to get another revamp that will allow them to dodge more. It's like the 3rd fucking revamp. This class, god damn it. And eventually they'll be able to parry too. However, if you're picking a warrior to tank, I still humbly believe you're a masochist. In terms of tanking, I feel like warriors are a sword and lancers are a gun. So unless you really like that Last Samurai movie with Tom Cruise, you should probably just pick the lancer to tank based on the current NA patch. Holding out for the Queen of Argon patch 2 in order to tank as a warrior will definitely pay off for you though. Hopefully, maybe. I think that patch is also putting a slight nerf on lancer tanks, but we'll have to wait and see. Question 6. Guild Wars 2 is better than Terra! That's not even a question, man. And no, the fact that you have to keep saying that speaks for itself. Go away and stop picking on Terra with your NC soft bully bullshit. Number 7. How will the political system work in Terra? Well, unfortunately, I can't really answer this question at the moment with any real accuracy because it's presumed that the NA political system will work differently than K-Terra. Here's what I can say though. There are 2 roles, Vanarch and Exarch. Exarchs are voted in for a week, then Vanarchs are voted in for a week, and each will rule for a month. There are 3 Exarchs, one for Velica, one for Almanthea, and one for Kaador. Basically the Human City, the Elf City, and the Amani City continents. To vote, you only need to click on the voting icon that will pop up on your interface during elections around your radar. And every time you vote, you get this really cool potion that heals you for 75% of your health. So make sure you vote. Free potions are awesome! To run for an election though, your guild must be the max guild level, which is level 3, and you must submit your name to be eligible by handing in, I think, 300 gold, which is like 3 mil or something right now, or 30 mil, and 100 guild tokens. Then spam chat and convince people to vote for you. Once elected, your guild will be given cool mounts and you can put taxes on the vendors in the zone you're Vanarch of. But I warn you, putting taxes will probably piss people off, and you have to do dungeon quests daily to keep certain special vendors open in that zone, as well as keep trainers active. So if you get elected, don't think it's all fun and games and you just run around going, I'm Vanarch, neener neener. Expect to actually have to do work and convince people to keep electing you. As for Vanarch through Battlegrounds, obviously it'll be disabled at launch because Battlegrounds won't be there. But how it works is there's about 5 zones, I think, that you can only obtain Vanarch through Battlegrounds. To do it, you just have to win Battlegrounds and earn points, lots and lots and lots of points, and then you use them to say, yo, I want this place, bitches, and they're like, oh shit, what? And then you just take it, and that's how you roll. Fuck popular vote. Question number 8. I heard there's guild housing once you raise your guild level up. How does that work? Can my guild get a guild house? Well, though the basics for the guild housing is in place in the game, as is the vendors, it isn't currently implemented and you can't raise your guild level up beyond level 3, even at level 60. Therefore, I cannot give out any accurate information on how guild housing will work until once it's released. Question number 9. How big is your penis? Shit's like a motherfucking kickstand. Question number 10. What race should I pick to be X class? Are their ranges and hitboxes normalized? No, they aren't normalized. A friend actually tested out the hitboxes using an archer to get a precise idea of their sizes, and it's pretty much what it looks like. Ellen are the smallest by quite a big margin, but also worth mentioning is that human feelers? Fuck. Also worth mentioning is that human females are fairly smaller than they seem. and Castanic females are actually a bit bigger than what it looks like. For attack ranges, if you're playing a ranged class, then you should not care at all about this question, and you can pick whatever class you fancy. For Slayers, Warriors, Berserkers, and Lancers though, in PvP, ranges are a big deal. I didn't fraps it, but I lined up my Lancer with my friend's Amani Lancer and my another friend's High Elf Lancer, and we all used the basic attacks and then shield cancelled and did it again to see the lunge move differences. After a few lunges, my Ellen was about 10 yards away from where they were, and they were doing the exact same thing I was. Thus, being an Ellen Lancer in PvP gives you a huge mobility advantage when it comes to catching other players with your basic attack via flinching. That being said, in large-scale PvP, it is harder to block for your teammates when you have a tiny little Ellen frame. For Berserkers, I believe it was already tested out by other players to show that Ellens had superior ranges with some skills. Once again, I haven't been able to test out Slayers or Warriors much, but by the looks of things, we should all hail our Ellen overlords. Question number 11. What are your thoughts on gay marriage? How the fuck is this even relevant to Terra? I don't give a shit what gay people do. And that's it for my FAQ. If I missed any questions that you guys really want answered, just leave them in the comment section. I'll reply to them as soon as possible. I'm going to try to get a couple more videos out before the game goes live, but once Terra goes live, you can expect me to disappear for a few days, because goddamn I love this game. I'm going to fucking play the shit out of it. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I hope you got some info out of this video, and make sure to like, comment, sub, all that stuff that people tell you to do in their videos. I'm just basically copying them. Anyway, I'll leave you here with the rest of this dungeon run so you can watch me suck because of Korean lag and shit like that. Later.